Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm Claudia Williams. I am a holistic therapist. And today I'd like to speak about your self-confidence, how you can improve your self-confidence and increase your self-esteem. Now, as a holistic therapist, I have individuals who are individuals that come to me are feeling stuck, they're feeling confused, they're feeling a lack in their sense of self, they're indecisive, they procrastinate, coming from perfectionism and feeling quite chaotic within the internal world. And as a holistic therapist, my duty is to help them come into integration, into wholeness. Now, it is relevant to say that these individuals and the clients that I work with that come to me are experiencing low self-esteem and low confidence, and that is why they come to me, so that they can come from a place, so that they can connect with their authenticity, with their true selves, with their whole selves. Now, 10 years ago, when I was diagnosed with bipolar, I was also suffering with depression and anxiety. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to ask me, well, how was your self-confidence and self-esteem back then? To be honest with you, I think it would be 2. And that was just me getting out of bed, looking after my children, and cleaning the house. And that is how far it went. But I had a desire to be confident. I had the desire to truly become the person that I knew within my soul that I was capable of becoming. And what I did know at that time, that even though I was suffering with low self-esteem and I was lacking confidence, is that I had what was needed in order to embody that confidence. So here is a tip. In order for you to become confident, in order for you to access that self-esteem, it takes the willingness, and it takes work, and it requires ownership. It requires willingness. Okay? Not dreaming, but it requires willingness. Because self-confidence and self-esteem is a seed that is embedded within your own spirit already. All that it is required is for you to cultivate that. Okay? And also looking and understanding, hi Natasha, looking at your story. What story are you telling you? 10 years ago, I had the story that, my health will never improve, things will never change, my mental illness defined me, my circumstances defined me, what the doctors were telling me, defined my sense of self. And of course, this is a block to owning your self-confidence. So in order for you to become confident and to become that person that you are capable of becoming, is to look at your story. What story are you telling yourself? And usually it's a limited story, because if you're lacking confidence, if you're lacking self-esteem, this story is not an empowered story, and it's keeping you stuck. So look at your story. Hi Selena, thank you for joining me. Look at your story. What story are you telling yourself? Okay, one of my stories were, well, I will never heal, Well, Mr. Jones has it better than me because he doesn't have mental illness. Everything's going right in his life, and everything's falling apart in my life because this doctor told me this, and this psychologist told me this. So I was using that story to define my sense of self, to define my image, instead of looking at my story and going, well, this story is not helping me. In fact, it is keeping me a victim. It is keeping me powerless. So I'm going to change the story, because the story is not true. Even though the story is coming from A, B, or C, it is not true. And I'm going to change that story. And you begin to look at your story and reframe it. The second thing I would like you to do is to really acquaint yourself with your own personal frequency. We are so accustomed to looking to the outside world to have a sense of our identity, so that we can use what the world messages. If we have someone saying, well, you look really good today, you look wonderful today. So we use that to kind of monitor our sense of self, instead of going, well, I'm going to monitor my own sense of self by how I feel and what my energy feels like. So it's very important that you understand your own personal frequency and becoming intimate with that. And as you become intimate with your own personal frequency, you can then play with it. You can maneuver and manipulate your frequency from going from a low frequency, a low vibration, because when you are experiencing low self-esteem, most probably there's shame, there's guilt, there's critical thoughts, there's limited beliefs, and that will keep your frequency low. That is a low vibration. So if you are really acquainted to your frequency, you can manipulate it, going, well, how can I supercharge my energy today? How can I amp my own personal frequency that I will remain in a high vibration, where I will remain in peace, clarity, calm, love, and these are all high vibrations. And this is how you become confident, by anchoring to your own personal frequency and knowing what that feels like for you. And the reason why I'm speaking about this is because the conversations I have with people that come to me for discovery calls, they'll say, well, I typed this on Google and this is what I need to do. Or this one told me to follow these steps to become confident. And this again will keep you blocked. And this again is only amplifying the message that you're not confident, that you lack in self-esteem, because you do not have the esteem to trust your own frequency, to trust the internal guidance coming from your own soul. Okay, it's so important. You were created with your own navigational system, because you've got gifts and talents, you've got inherent qualities that makes you unique, and you need to trust that. You're not like A, B, C, or D, or E. You're never going to be like that person. So you've got to trust your own frequency, work with it. How can I amplify this frequency today? 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with bipolar. And I was on the verge of committing suicide. I'm not scared to speak about that, because that was my reality. I'm being truthful. But I did not allow my mental health, I did not allow what the doctors told me to define my own path. And that is me taking responsibility of my own story, looking at my own journey and going, well, what do I need to do to change this? So the power lies within you. The power is in your own hands. You just got to trust. And the only way you can trust yourself is by trusting your own vibrational frequency. We are all energetic beings. Even though we're in a body, that does not define who we are. You are an energetic being, meaning you are eternal. So get to know your frequency. The third thing I did was, for me to become confident, I looked at my life and I went, well, what do I want? I didn't say, well, what does my husband want? What do I need to do as a mother? That's all fine and good, but I put myself first, self-care. I asked myself, what do I want? What makes me alive? What am I fascinated with? I then built a relationship with my inner child, getting in touch with my inner child, working with my inner child. What do I want to experience in this life? Because I've already experienced death. I've already experienced fear, shame, guilt, manipulation, being a victim. That was an experience. So I didn't want to experience that anymore, because that kept me in lack. That kept me in a state of fear. I wanted to become whole. I wanted to connect with the wholeness of me, the wholeness of my identity. And the only way that I knew, well, once you ask yourself what you want, what makes you alive? You can ask yourself, what makes me alive? What do I love? And by knowing this, you will then understand your core values. These will define your core values. And your core values will really create the foundation on how you can make your decisions and how you can steer yourself in the world. And three of my core values is passion. If I'm not passionate in life, I might as well just kind of sit in the corner and fade away. I need to be passionate. If there's no passion in my life, I'm not confident, you know, and that makes me. That's who I am. So your friend might not like passion. She might like to just be positive all the time, you know, and that's fine. Well, that is her core values, and that is what keeps her in high frequency. That is what keeps her confident. My second value is courage. Um, each and every day, I need courage in order to take the steps I need to in my life, in order to really be the mother that I need to be in my life. Because sometimes I don't want to be a mom. Sometimes I just want to lie in bed and watch TV all day or read a book. Sometimes I don't want to talk to my clients. I just want to sit behind my desk and be like a little hermit. But I need courage. You know, if I don't have that, then I won't be a good mother because my kids will eat junk. If I don't have that, I won't be a good therapist because I don't want to speak to my clients. Okay, so values is really important. And the third one is being of service. If I'm not coming from a place of service, I'm coming from a place of force. And that is not aligned with love. Okay, and that is the shadow part of who I am. So truly knowing that I need courage, I need passion, and I need to be of service, that keeps me connected to my own personal confidence. So that is why it's so important that you trust yourself, build connection with your body, because your body is the portal to accessing you into your feelings and knowing what you need to do in order to create that life and in order to become confident. Yeah, I think I said enough today, and I think that this video will really help you because it's something I wish someone told me ages ago, and these are the things that we've got to work at as we trust our own frequency, as we trust our body, as we use our body as a guide, we will be led to wisdom. And I encourage you to trust the wisdom of your own body, you know, because you've got a wonderful journey ahead of you. Your soul knows what you need in this life, and just trust that. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you so much, Selena, for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.